We have this lingering OnlyFans moment here as Jessica puts on her sneakers.
What's with the foot fetish moment? This show loves a foot fetish moment.
Why are we spending so much time on her feet?
This doesn't make any sense at all. Leave it to men to protect their jewels more than anything else, right?
It's very Greek. They
Very
used to just
Greek.
be naked.
Covered in olive oil.
He's not going to tell Adam West's character he can't bring in his shake and go wig girlfriend
Oh
here.
my God, she's the best.
It looks like it's still wet, but it's just filled with mousse.
I love her.
Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Hey, this is Victor Devon.
I'm Petra Fried.
And this is a very confusing.
very confusing episode of Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
She wrote.
Y'all, we are going through it right now.
You have no idea, people.
We're off to a great running start.
A rollicking start. So for some clarity for our audience at home, I have been recording our audio with Murder, She Wrote playing in the background, which you hear regularly, but it's actually off Tubi because Peacock removed it, and it's not on any other device that I can share with Petra. Because even though we're not, using a great deal chunks of it, there are so many systems in place to prevent even Petra looking at it while I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
So, however, while we were planning to record, I made the observation that this episode doesn't have a Tonight on Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury opener. And then, Petra, you dropped a bomb on me.
I did. I said, when I prepared to watch this, I noticed that I was watching and I was like, geez, this is a long episode. What's going on? And so I looked at my screen, which I was watching from Prime, and it's an hour and 12 minutes. And Victor said, what?
What? Full Scooby-Doo. I don't understand. I've evidently, and anyone who gets it on Prime, or presumably if you have the DVDs, which admittedly I don't, it's been something that the husband and I have talked about doing, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And we've only recently gotten back into the habit of watching DVDs again, because for a while we didn't have enough plugs in that
Nobody
area.
watches DVDs.
I used to watch them all the freaking time when it was connected to, like, a what do you call it? Like a TV center, like,
Sure,
entertainment
like
center.
an entertainment console or something, right? But now
Right.
we watch from our computers or we watch from a smart TV or something. I mean, when you
Right.
sent me the Snoop Sisters, that was the first time I've watched a DVD in maybe 3 years,
Well,
or
there you
even
have it.
tried to. And so it's all set up now. I can watch whatever I want. But
Uh,
this presented a bit of a conundrum. So as Victor and I prepared for this episode, you watched the typical 47-minute episode, and I watched the 1 hour, 12-minute episode. So we're going to find out what I saw and what Victor didn't.
yeah. I mean, a million times. I've seen this episode
Hmm.
a dozen times.
Right.
So I'm a little confused. And it's not uncommon for shows to get truncated in syndication, but this obviously isn't syndication. But even like the Matlock series that I just finished, a lot of those were double episodes that they shortened or chopped into two.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
chop into two, it's not going to be a clean chop. You have to make decisions here and there. So I don't
Tough
know,
choices,
frankly.
baby.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if I've
Yeah.
seen the full length
I'm going to
because I
say,
don't
but didn't this
remember.
happen? And you'll say, what?
I
Yeah,
know. So presumably, as we go through it, as we've learned, you said that this was a backdoor pilot for
that's
the
right.
Law and Harry McGraw.
We've talked
This
about the Law and Harry
is
McGraw before, and this was the official backdoor pilot for it, which is why it was extended. They're really trying to
right.
sell this shit.
I can't believe I've never heard of the fact that this was
Yeah.
the episode where they did that. That's
Well,
just
and
funny to
frankly,
me.
now that I think about it, when I was watching it, there was a lot of just Harry McGraw in the episode.
Sure. Well, I
So,
wonder then if there's more Harry stuff that's been chopped for syndication because it doesn't lead
mhm,
us to more Jessica,
right.
which probably explains, once we get there, one of my complaints of this show, which is that our murder victim just sort of dies unceremoniously.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
real just
Okay.
sort of it just sort of happens, and there's no, yeah. There's no
Sure.
real big thing. And I thought that one of the reasons for that was in a similar fashion as when Murda died in Capital Offense, because in theory it would have been a very gruesome murder
Very
scene.
violent, yeah. But I don't think
Because this one
it
involves what, a
well,
shotgun.
we'll find out. We'll find out.
So
This
weird.
is a very interesting experiment.
If you've seen this, Death Takes a Dive, have you noticed the fact that you're watching an hour and 22 minutes? Or
Or
have
have
you
you been
noticed?
watching the standard 48? Let us know
It's
in the
so
comments.
funny. But one of the reasons that I think it doesn't have the Tonight a Murder She Wrote opening bit is because that probably has scenes in it that are not in
That makes
the edited
perfect
version.
sense.
And so they probably were like, we'll just chop it entirely.
Yeah.
Or it didn't have it when they cut it for syndication because they needed that extra minute and a half or that extra, 45 seconds.
20 minutes.
That's so weird.
It's 24 minutes longer.
I know.
It's like a
That's so
half of an
funny.
episode. I am so curious.
Well, because it was an hour and a half. It was it
Yep.
was
Yep.
it was a film length uh episode,
Very made for
which
TV
we've not
movie. Yep.
for Columbo, we've not seen this in quite some time.
Well, what I'm hoping is that I'll see less of the characters I didn't like and just as much of the characters that I did. But we'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
All right.
Uh well, very quickly before we dive into this
Yeah, I believe you have a
hornet's nest,
recommendation for us. Hornet's
I
Nest.
do.
Tell me.
Well, I'm a big fan of the cozy mystery and of the murder mystery and all of that. I've made some recommendations before. There is a show that came out in 2023 called Deadlock that was created by Kate McCartney and Kate McLennan and starring Kate Box and Madeline Sammy. It was a very satisfying first season. It ended on something of an introduction to a cliffhanger. Like it
Hmm,
would have been okay. Like it could have just been, like a Poirot mystery where there's he's just constantly on the move. So of course there's an introduction of him continuing on, or
yeah,
Batman getting the Joker card at the end of Batman Begins. Just a
sure.
teaser. But they did in fact make a second series. And I say series because this is a UK show. This takes place in New Zealand, I want to say.
New Zealand.
Tasmania. And so there's a lot, it's very Aussie in its presentation as well as its use of language. It is, I think they say cunt 2 dozen times an episode, maybe, particularly one character.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I love it.
but it's very gay. It's very fun. It's hard. It's good stuff. I really like it a lot because the
And
the
what's it
lead
called
character,
again?
Les Deadlock,
Deadlock.
Deadloch.
Hot.
And so I finished watching season two, and sometimes when there's a fully realized first season and then a second season comes out, you can see some lines that they're like, oh, they're
The
they're
cracks
stretching this
begin.
out.
Yeah.
No, entirely satisfying. Very
I love that.
satisfying continuation of the first season. And if they end it here, cool. If they decide to do a third one, cool. But if this is it, I think they did a perfect job of getting us where
You're
we
happy
needed to
with
go.
it. Yeah.
I am. It would have to be a different type of show for a possible series three,
Yeah.
but I think they could do it because I think the two leads are incredibly charismatic together, and it is a very successful ensemble show. There are two major leads, and the supporting cast is predominantly women with a non-binary individual as well for season two, and it's you learn a little bit about indigenous culture at the same time, just a little bit about Aboriginal, just a little bit, in a similar way that I was very satisfied with when it came to American shows like Resident Alien and Reservation Dogs, and there was at least one more. Dark Winds, which is also
Hmm.
a good mystery series as well. So I recommend it. It's on Prime.
And this is a
And
current series. This is within the last 5 years, it looks like. So this
this
is
just came out. This
contemporary.
this sec season two, we watched it in one night.
Oh,
Husband and I
cute.
watched it in one night. So I think it's 8 episodes and 7 episodes.
Happy little binge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it's, I guess, made for TV, not made for, yeah, it's made for TV, but it's like a 44 minute. Each
Oh,
episode is
very, very doable,
yeah,
very manageable
between
in a
39
day.
and
Yeah.
an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes
So
binging stuff, I don't sit still very well, so I don't binge very often. But if it's nice and tight, I can handle it.
it kept me wanting more. So I was very happy with that. It's
It
also
did it.
season one because of the nature of the, and it's a little violent. There's some it's not even a little violent. It's considerably violent. We do see dead bodies. But it's not gratuitous, it's not gross, and it's a funny show. But it doesn't treat the content silly. It's not a silly show,
Sure.
but it's
It's
very
grounded in
I
some
liked it a
sort
lot.
of
I liked
plausible
it a lot.
reality. Okay.
Yeah, I liked it a
Okay.
lot, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it too.
I might
So,
have to dig into that. I might have to, yeah, because my Studio Ghibli journey is nearing its end.
oh dear,
Oh yeah. Oh
you've
yeah.
done
Did
quite
you
a
want
lot.
I did quite a lot. Was there
Because
anything more about
it's is it?
deadlock you
Oh
wanted
no,
to say? No?
I was just curious because I think it's been about a
Yeah.
week and a half since we last met. So
Yes.
you've been
I have been knocking it out. So to
busy.
clarify, there are 25 films, 25 Ghibli films. And actually, I also learned that Nausicaa is actually not a Studio Ghibli movie. It was actually the movie that helped create Studio Ghibli. So it was that team created that movie for another production studio, and then its success resulted in Ghibli forming. So Nausicaa is a real crucial benchmark in the process for Miyazaki and that production team in creating the studio in general. So even though it's not technically Ghibli, I am definitely including it on my list. Anyway, of the 25 films, I've now seen 22. The only three left are Pompoko, My Neighbors the Yamadas, and The Red Turtle, which also is kind of obscure. It was released in Europe. It was
Hmm.
not created in Japan at all, but it was produced in part by Ghibli. I'm gonna watch it just because I'm a purist and I gotta do it all, but I may not include it in my ranking list. But so really, Pompoko and My Neighbors the Yamadas. But one of the recent ones that I watched that blew me away was The
Hmm.
Tale of Princess Kaguya. Let me make sure I said that right. The Tale of Princess Kaguya. Yep. It's a little long, and it's one of the Isao Takahata films, so not Miyazaki, but it is so beautiful and so poignant and such a meditation on what it means to be alive on Earth. I have watched it 3 times since I saw the first one, and I cannot get enough. It's so beautiful, and dare I say it might be one of my top three Ghibli movies now.
Nice.
It's a little unconventional because the art style is more rough draft drawing. So it's not that sort of clean, polished, highly saturated, cartoon animated look that some of our favorites like Spirited Away or Kiki might be. Instead, it's very sketchy, and you see the texture of the pencil on the screen, and it's all sort of washed with this white background. And you think that might be jarring, but in fact, it's incredibly beautiful, and it creates this sort of kinetic energy on the screen that the others don't have. So it's always alive. And on top of that, just the subject matter is so beautiful, and I find myself weeping, weeping, weeping at the end every time. So I hope those of you who love Ghibli will take the time to watch The Tale of Princess Kaguya. It blew me away. I've seen many others also since then that I'm not really going to dive into just now, but please take that recommendation home with you if you are into animated films. So good. So good.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
What's
Well,
that?
are you ready for something completely different?
Let's
Because
try it.
we're going to Boston.
Let's see what
We're
we
shipping
find out.
off. So this is episode 16 of season three. Death Takes a Dive, the backdoor pilot to The Law and Harry McGraw, starring Jerry Orbach in his third
I think this is the third.
appearance.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's made an appearance every season so far.
This is an odd one for him so far because we've only ever seen him as like a hard-nosed sort of hard-boiled detective, like
Yeah.
self-aware and sort of jokey in that way.
Hmm.
But like the jazz music playing behind him, very valiant and valiant.
I mean, I do love that. I do love the
Oh,
vibe that they
sure.
create for him. It's almost branded in Murder, She Wrote. Like we know when it's going to be a Harry McGraw episode just from the soundtrack alone.
Same when it's a New York show because they bring out the saxophone
Hmm.
hard when
They
they
love that. They love that smooth jazz beat. I don't know why that means New York, but we'll roll with it.
yeah, it's very Baker Street Rafferty, like da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
Uh-huh. Let's go down to the village and go to the all-night jazz club. See?
Well, so Harry is cheering on two fighters in this. What would you call it? It's not a
Gym.
studio or a
It's a gym.
gym. Is it a gym?
They call it a
Yeah.
gym. I think it's Ernest Borgnine's character. He owns this gym, but it's a no women allowed gym.
And it's like a boxing
Yeah.
training gym.
That's really the point. Yeah.
So it has
There's
a
a big old
ring
rink in the middle of this
and a bunch of those
grand room. Yeah.
saddlebags you punch. Yeah, yeah. No hanging meat though. No,
No hanging meat.
no.
What a shame. What a
What a
shame.
shame. What a missed opportunity.
I know.
Lot of these jockstrap.
They're like outside of their sweatpants, but boy, did they
Yeah,
frame their butts nicely.
it's
I'm not gonna complain.
it's sort of like a cup situation, so to like protect
Hmm.
your
Cod
bits, but
piece? Yeah. It's the modern version of a cod piece.
I just am sort of amazed that you would wear it on the outside. But I don't know what boxers wear under their trunks, to be perfectly honest.
That's probably a jock strap, right? Or a
Probably, well,
cup
I
or
have to
something.
imagine a padded with a yeah to protect
Yeah.
because you're not allowed to go under the belt.
Yeah.
Well,
Leave it to men to protect their jewels more than anything else, right?
it's very Greek. They
Very
used to just be
Greek.
naked. But you just imagine the pulling and tearing. You just be no unpleasant.
Covered in olive oil. We meet one of our primary characters here, which is Blaster Boyle. He's one of our fighters, played by Harold Sylvester, and I think he's just great in this. He's pleasant. He's nice. He has a temper, so don't make him angry or he'll beat you up.
But he's also
But I
past
like
his
Blaster.
prime. He's
Yeah,
past his prime.
theoretically,
He's not well.
theoretically.
He is old for a boxer. Not
Did
if
they
you're
tell
not
us how
Mike
old he
Tyson
is? I don't
or
remember.
no, but he reads. Oh, actually, you know what? I might be confabulating because I've known this actor for decades, so it's very possible that I'm inserting that. He might just be
Well,
20. He might be playing 30.
the whole point here is that he because he's been in the business for so long, and we don't have to tell it in sequence, because he's been in the business so long, he's now sort of seen as an old timer.
Yeah.
And so even though he's very capable of winning fights, he's coerced or asked to take a dive so that other new up and coming fighters can claim victories. So already it's like an episode of America's Next Top Model. The real winner is not
Hmm.
the winner, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And here we are. Jessica
this
is
is
with
really just
Harry.
the framing device
Yeah.
fully.
And already I can say there's many minutes that have been cut from this. Yeah. This opening sequence with Blaster and Jessica is, I think, much longer.
Interesting.
We're right in there. We are right in there. Harry has acquired Blaster to serve as his manager, right?
Hmm.
That's what's going on. But he needs Jessica to come to town to be the signatory on all these forms because of some obscure reason. Or maybe that's in the version I watched. Oh no, maybe it's not even in this version.
I
Well,
don't know. I gotta tell you, because there's this odd sort of the dark side of the boxing industry
hmm.
storyline that's here. And I have to admit, I don't know a lot about boxing. It's never been something that I've been particularly interested in. So most of my knowledge of it is through media. And that
Yeah.
might be something as light as the Golden Girls or as noir as the Nicolas Cage movie Snake Eyes, which actually is also
Oh
about the
yeah.
dark side of boxing. But largely it's a device in media for gambling and
Sure.
placing bets. And so taking a dive is a really big deal because you're screwing with people's money. It's like the horse episode.
Yeah.
This is basically the same thing, but
Just in a different sport.
instead a different sport, and the guy is in on it as opposed to knowing that the horse has to be doped because you're
Right.
gonna the horse doesn't have agency.
Or doesn't know.
Uh, but the whole thing is ready to be blown sky high by LaVar Burton,
Yeah.
reading Rainbow and Star Trek fame
And
because
his
he is our
gal
intrepid
Friday here.
reporter.
She is Lynne Moody, who plays Pam Collins. By the way, this no women gym, they certainly do manhandle these women to get them out of this room. It's very
Sure,
uncomfortable, and I
sure.
do not enjoy watching it.
Well, for a no man's gym, we just saw the third woman walk in, so they
Yeah.
don't really they're really picky and choosy. You have to sort of
Hmm.
be a thorn in your side to be
Right.
he's not going to tell Adam West's character he can't bring in his shake and go wig girlfriend
Oh
here.
my God, she's the best. I love her. This is Karen Kay as Lois Ames, and like you said, Adam West as Wade Talmadge, who is, I think, the promoter for these fights. And this is his gal, his broad, in a
It's
huge fur
hilarious to
jacket,
me.
coat, and this. You're right, shake and go wig.
It looks like it's still wet, but it's just filled with mousse. It will not move in winds up to
It was
90
permed
miles per
like two
hour,
years ago. Yeah,
and she slept on it.
yeah, yeah.
Adam West, so he's meant to be like this fashionable status guy because that's important to the plot.
Yeah.
And it is the most Harvard law professor. Like
It's
I
not
have
fun. It's not cute. It's
it's
just like clean
it's
and good lines,
functional.
but yeah, there's nothing fashionable about him. Or
No.
maybe our take is maybe in this industry it's very fashionable. But
Oh,
where's the
maybe.
Don King for God's sakes? That's what I want to see when I see fashion in
I
boxing.
expected like I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking flashier, but I guess you're right. There is a level of taste that one should consider.
I don't know. I want a purple suit. I want a purple
Yeah.
felt suit. Like, give
Yeah.
me something. Don't tell me
Fedora.
he's fashionable and then show up looking
Give me
like
a
my
pipe
grandpa.
and sweater vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just but I guess compared to everybody in sweatpants, I suppose
Hmm.
it's just a little bit more. He looks, I mean, he looks very tailored and very put together. Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. But, and for anyone who is familiar with Adam West only through Batman or Family Guy, yeah, this is a very different side of it.
He's a pretty despicable character here too.
Yeah, he's a douche.
What do you think that means?
Well,
Uh, I didn't even have
generally
to think
speaking,
about it. I just knew the minute he spoke that he was gonna get it.
yeah, yeah. Well, they could throw it the other way because Ernest Borgnine kind of sucks in this too, and
Yeah.
he's
He's a little bit more two-dimensional though, Ernest
yeah,
Borgnine,
a little bit more
which
cartoony.
is
And
a
I love
shame
Ernest Borgnine.
because me too.
This is not a criticism
It's just
because
not
I think he
written that
plays it.
fully.
He's a person I would never want to be around. That's the thing. Is
See
he
this
is
scene? This
again,
scene?
yeah.
This was cut short. This was cut short. We're at the
Well, they had
diner
that
where
little. Did you see that little transition symbol? Like
uh-huh.
that little
Do-do-do-do-do.
PowerPoint?
You mean like on Batman?
Yeah, it was good. I was
One little
surprised it wasn't a
detail
Star
that I
Wave.
love is how much Blaster eats. Like three steaks, three baked potatoes, and then followed
He
up with
leaves
a
all the
burger and
skin
fries.
though. How do you leave the skin on a
It's
baked
the
potato?
fiber. What are you doing, man? There are
You know
vitamins and
that
minerals you need in there.
that tells me that they were not crispy.
No, they were
The secret
soggy. They were microwaved.
is you gotta season the skin with
Hmm.
olive oil and spices, at least salt and pepper, but
Hmm.
throw some oregano if you're feeling spicy,
Yeah,
or some Tabasco if you're feeling spicier.
love that.
and then it gets all nice and crinkly.
Yeah, you cook it directly on the rack. You don't put it on a pan, you don't wrap it in foil, none of that shit.
See, I gotta because otherwise the oil will drip into the
Well, I put a
things.
rack on the next or like
Oh,
a pan on the
that's
rack underneath it.
doesn't that create like a smoke thing? Doesn't
Not
it when it
really.
falls, it creates okay.
As long as you don't drench it in olive oil or something, you'll be
Oh,
fine.
see, I okay. All right. I
You
rub
want it
it.
drenched
I don't dredge it. I rub it all over its body.
um,
And then I stab it multiple times.
many times.
And
Yes.
then I get that grit from the seasoning. And then I do wrap it in foil. I do in fact wrap it in
Yeah,
foil.
it's fine.
But yeah.
I mean, I love that crispy. I like to chew on that skin. I want it to break in my
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
This has been Cooking Time with Victor and Petra.
Listen, the last episode we talked a good 20 minutes about the musical Gypsy, so I think we're okay.
We haven't
At
we
least
haven't
this
missed
was
anything.
prompted,
They're
which is
just
funny
talking
because this
about,
is the short version. This is
I
the
know. They're just talking about blasters being asked to take a dive. And
Did we
Jessica
get to
is
the point
not
why
on
Jessica's
board.
here? Because Jessica's the money.
She was
That's the
just
only
there.
purpose.
Well, he needs 5 grand from her because
Yeah,
there's this whole backstory with Harry that he owes some guy, Pinky, 5 grand because he was supposed to do a PI case for him, but then the case solved itself after he paid him, and Harry already spent the money. So now he needs
right.
5 grand so that he's not, you know, held up in an
Which
alleyway by
is
Pinky.
almost 15 grand. That's
That's
for
crazy.
if this is what this is 87, I
Yeah.
think we're looking at. That's about 14K.
Well, and in Jessica's defense, she does not like this idea, and she fights him on it. Eventually, she does give in and hand him a check for 5 grand.
Well, of course she does. Oh,
Fussy
fussy
jog,
jog.
fussy jog.
She we for some reason take her back to Cabot Cove
Yeah.
for a little bit, and she gets this call from LaVar Burton and his hair. We
It
just have to say
this
it.
is some Gerald Harold hair, right?
It is
It's
coming to
great.
America, Arsenio Hall. Hi. I don't know what the style is. This is very much common trope for a black man's hair
Yeah.
in this time, which I've learned is not necessarily because this was a style like in real life, but because many hair people in the industry were not accustomed to black hair,
Oh,
they style a lot of times they style them this way.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. It
Um,
seems like such an intentional choice. It because it's so
well, it
graphic,
is
right? And
because
so
it's so
geometric, right? It's
purposeful,
actually quite
but
beautiful.
it's not
Mm,
necessarily indicative of what was going on,
yeah.
like in real life. Although we do see some of that also in like Public Enemy and a few other contemporary media
Yeah.
when they had their own styling. But if you look, a lot of times like that, and this is still a criticism people have. This happens all the time. In like
Hmm.
Stranger Things just came out, and people were a little put out by
Right.
some of the my black colleagues were a little put out by one of the characters'
Mm,
hair choices or the TV show.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We fully, I'll talk about it later, but an entire sequence has been skipped, and I
No,
can't believe
please
it.
tell us.
It feels
Tell me.
so. The sequence is we okay. So we've barely met this character, Sean Shailene, who's the Irish fighter, right? Or something.
The
They call him something else.
shillelagh,
The Shillelagh. And he's
which
he's
is
one of the other
not,
fighter characters.
it's just a big stick.
Doesn't sound tough to me. Shillelagh. He's his shillelagh. 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 Is
Oh dear.
that what we're doing here? Are we getting into musicals again?
Just a little.
But the entire sequence, Harry goes to Ernest Borgnine's office. Wade Talmadge, that's Adam West, Shillelagh and Shillelagh's manager, Dennis McConnell, are all there. Oh, I see. We're getting a flashback here.
Do you
See,
think that that's where we
in
did
the
it
version we saw, in the version I saw, you actually see the whole scene before this happens.
in full
So
time
we're getting
in
a
real time?
real time. So we're getting like a very short version of this. And
Which
Lois
is interesting
flirts with
because
Harry a bunch too.
well, they do eventually go to bed together.
Yeah.
The writing device of a flashback, hold from memory, is
Hmm.
that colors things because
Hmm.
then I believe that we're not meant to necessarily take everything exactly as real.
Right,
So this
right.
automatically it puts it in dubious leaning.
It makes much
Also,
more sense
for
when you see it in real time.
someone named the shillelagh should be a lot taller and thinner than our mulleted friend here.
It is quite a mullet. He talks about how he used to go duck hunting and how if he doesn't do this, he's going to go back to the duck hunting fields, whatever that means.
Michael McCready, who apparently is still rocking the long hair in some
Sure is.
cases.
I think
Although I
he
have to
aged
say,
well.
when he's all coiffed and everything,
Hmm.
I think he's very handsome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the styling here at
No.
all, but generally speaking, he is a handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
And he makes at least two other appearances in Murder, She Wrote, and I'm just checking if they've happened, if one has happened already. Because he's also
Mm.
in the episode. No, he is not yet, I don't think. Four episodes total. This is his first of four.
Yeah.
We will soon see him as an orderly, which makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And then a few other, like roughneck kind of guys.
Right.
But he looks like he walked off the set of MacGyver. Like he's very much
Truly.
that leather jacket, the checkered shirt.
Man, that mullet. It's like a
Yeah,
flat top mullet. It's not like a spiky. It's like a flat top mullet.
it's they live. It's very what's that Roddy
Ooh.
Piper. Yeah.
Well, so there's this whole sequence where Harry is like, "No, I'm not gonna take a dive," and there's a tussle, and he pulls out a gun, a bullet goes into the couch, and they empty the gun, and they say, "Get the hell out of here," basically.
Because
But
Harry's gun
Harry's gun,
shoots into the couch.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But so now we understand that Wade Talmadge is dead.
So I'm assuming all of these things were his voiceover. These were just scenes
Yes, yes.
where we
These were,
actually heard talk.
that's exactly true.
Okay.
Yes, these were actual scenes, not voiceovers where we're sort of summing things up.
This is not since the Magnum PI have we seen so much.
My head is spinning. I don't even know what's happening because it's so shortened.
Yeah, we're going quick.
Oh, we
Oh,
also have our lieutenant here
he's returning since he was at the auction
again,
house because that
again.
was also a McGraw episode, which I forget sometimes, even though it is the episode where he drugs Jessica
Right, the one where the body falls out of the cabinet.
and Karen Black.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Oh,
it's
and Bert,
Enver.
Albert.
Yep. But it's the same police
I like that they
character.
bring him back. I like that
I do
he's a
too. I hate the
consistent
character.
character. Oh,
I
he's awful.
absolutely hate him. He also plays the schmucky mailman in Cabot Cove in a couple of seasons.
He does, doesn't he?
He does. And he
Well,
was
because
also in at least a couple Matlocks because he showed up there too. Yeah.
he has
This
that
is
kind
kind
of
of what he
presence.
plays.
Yeah,
Kind of what he plays, yeah.
kind of douchey copy characters.
Well, he's almost happy. He's almost like I don't know. He's almost like hokey in the Cabot Cove one because that's an entirely different universe. It's an
Yes.
entirely then it gets dark, but it's entirely different universe.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't
Okay,
is
so
that
there's 22.
what episode
Yeah,
is that called? The where he
Beverly.
comes in? Beverly, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the Beverly episode.
One of the most beloved episodes of the series, in
It's
fact.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
We
fantastic.
look forward to it.
We
But in the
do.
meantime, back here. So
So
Jessica is
did
called
roughly
back.
we at least gleaned 10 to 15 minutes in those flashbacks, I have to assume.
Maybe not 10 to 15 minutes, but a certain maybe like a solid five,
Okay.
4 to 5, which I mean it adds up, right?
It does, but that means that those scenes that were cut were pretty quick.
They were. They were. I mean, they definitely cut some fat. They don't need all of it, but it does feel very rushed already. Like I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time following this tightened up version.
Well, is Adam West dead yet?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
So he died, and then we saw more of him in flashback. That's
We're
already a
about
little
20
disorienting.
minutes. Yeah, we're at 20
That's
minutes
already a
here.
little.
I swear the murder didn't happen for at least half an hour when I watched it.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, so that's about right. Jessica has been brought in because one, her name was on the fighting contract, so she is now implicated in some way in what's going on. And of course, she has to get Harry off the hook because he's in jail because it was his bullet the ballistics prove shot the dead guy.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if they've even mentioned it, but the dead guy was found under a bridge in a white button-up shirt and a pair of slacks with gunshot wounds.
Right.
Right.
Which is already not how we've known Adam West without his sweater
Well,
vest
because he's
and
so well dressed, right?
his tweed suit. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
silly.
yeah.
So
Jessica just
Jessica
took a
gets into a
cab.
cab.
Yeah.
she she gets into a cab frequently, and it's the wrong cab, or it's the wrong car, or she's being kidnapped. And today is no exception. She's just been picked up by the gal Friday,
At
who's
this point, it's just
adorable.
another Saturday, right? It's like no big deal. She's used to being
This
all
is
the way in a car
one
against
of
her
the
will.
worst green screens that they've ever had on this show
Pretty
for
bad.
driving.
Pretty bad.
It's yellow. The screen is yellow. I know they're doing that for daytime, but it's almost green.
But look at the shadows. This is supposed to be the middle
It's
of the day,
so
and it is not.
terrible.
It is not. It's
It's
really,
so
really bad.
terrible. Also, you don't drive this fast in Boston. I'm sorry. I've driven in Boston. It doesn't happen.
Too many rotaries.
And we are learning a bit about
LaVar Burton.
LaVar Burton's character here, about Talmadge, his basically his grudge against Talmadge. We don't know
Yeah,
why just
yeah.
yet. It's got to be personal because
But
that's
he's not letting this go. He is
no.
not letting this go. Well, and his gal Friday here, Pam, is the one driving. And as they're having this
Yes.
conversation, we keep getting these glimpses of what Pam is looking at or thinking, right? We don't know what she's thinking, but she's taking in what Jessica and Dave Robinson are talking about and letting us know that there's some incongruity there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to tell you, are you excited about this plot?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I think we should admit that to ourselves.
Yeah. And maybe just let it go a little bit.
Yeah. It's just not it's just not the stakes don't are not there for me. They're
Well, and
just not.
frankly, when it's cut like this, it's too quick to follow and it becomes a bit of a chore. I think I enjoyed watching the longer version than I am sort of watching this shorter version back.
Well,
But
that would
even
at
then I was
least
like,
be.
is this over? Is this over?
I'm very curious if since it was a backdoor pilot, since so much of it is Harry. Harry actually is chopped out for a good fourth of this episode.
Hmm.
In this version, he's in jail right now. So
Yeah.
he's not happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on without him.
Right. And we have barely gotten into this guy, right? Dennis McConnell, the Shillelagh's manager, or
The
the
return
guy who's training Blaster, who's played by
John
John
Amos
Amos, who I
of Good Times
adore.
and Mary Tyler Moore. Yeah.
And I believe coming to America, right?
Was it? It probably was.
I
They
might,
let me
maybe I
see.
misremember.
Let me see.
Isn't he
John
Mr.
Amos.
McDowell?
I believe he is the
He is.
the
He's Cleo
wealthy
McDowell. He's the
father.
father. Yep. Yep.
He's
I
the
love
yeah.
John Amos. And he is essentially written out of this entirely. This
He
cut
shows up at
version
the
here.
very end in this cut version
Yeah.
to sort of sum things up.
Yeah.
But did he passed recently, right? He passed in 2024. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did recently, yeah.
And we also have Shillelagh's manager or trainer here who we've seen multiple times. This is Bradford Dillman.
Hmm.
We saw him in Murder to a Jazz Beat, where he played the douchey detective.
He did.
And he will also be, oh gosh, one, two, three, four, five, six more episodes as different people, where he plays
Wow.
cops and a psychic, if I recall correctly.
Oh, I think this guy found his niche.
He does. Or is he a vampire? I forget. He's one of them.
Oh my God, the vampire episode. Yes. Uh, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, yeah, they're all kind of just fine. Okay, so Laylee's hair a little bit more tucked back. You know what it is? It's very lesbian gym teacher.
It's very like perfect strangers.
It's too much. Oh God, yes, Lynn,
You know
what's
what I
his name?
mean?
I do. But that was the style at the
That
time. You
was.
know, this is almost Linda Hamilton's hair in that tennis episode.
Oh, Linda.
All right, we are 26 minutes into it and we are no further along.
Not really.
The fight is off, but the fight is on, but the fight is off, but the fight is on.
And they're all leaning on Jessica to take the dive as well. And she's like, nope,
And he
we're
says
not taking a
the
dive.
fight will get good rate. This is being televised?
I guess.
Do people care about
Uh, Local fight matches?
local,
I
I
mean,
mean,
maybe
maybe
different times, but I kept wondering, like, what are the
regional
stakes
fights?
here? Like, what championship are they fighting for? What titles are they fighting for? Because if this is like the top professional level, this is a shit-ass gym to be training in. Look at this place.
Yeah,
Looks like it's falling apart.
this is a high school gymnasium,
At best,
basically, at
this is like a
best.
community center that's in need of remodeling.
I love also, so they have to have set dressing. So they have all of these uh posters on the wall.
Hmm.
Some of them are not even in English. Some of them are, there's at least a few that are, I
In
think it
Spanish,
is,
yeah.
well, not just in Spanish, there's also one here
Oh
which
my
it
God, there's
looks
an
like it might be in
Asian
Chinese.
character. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's Japanese. Yeah,
Japanese.
yeah.
It's it's a little it's a little obvious that they just needed whatever they had and they just
Uh-huh.
plastered it on the wall.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling at this gym they don't have an international flavor,
No,
considering even their shillelagh has nary an Irish accent.
no.
So
He's from Wisconsin, for God's sakes. Shillelagh. What is he even doing here in Boston?
I don't. It's trying to make a living, just
Again,
trying to
I
get
think they go
by.
into that a little bit more in the extended version. Like
Probably.
everybody is shortchanged here. Everybody gets a little less. Slow jazzy music. Did you see that?
It did. You gotta have your slow jazzy music.
Oh yeah.
We have this lingering OnlyFans moment here as Jessica puts on her sneakers, which is so strange to me. Because to me, that says, oh, Angela Lansbury wasn't on set that day. So this is them using a stunt double. And then they pan up and it's actually her. So I was like, so what are we doing here? Why are we spending so much time on her feet?
This this doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, we're gonna compare those arms to see if they're the same arms. We're gonna find out. She's watching the show about Sean Shillelagh and how his first
Same
love was
angle,
duck.
standing up, up, leaning over.
What the heck?
She's picking something up, looking at the stopwatch. It's possible it's not her.
There's no way.
And there she is. So maybe it
There's no
wasn't
way
her,
it's
but
her.
her bosom looked the same.
I want to see the hands look the same. These are the important details, people.
I know. They couldn't have just had her
Why do they
staring
have
at
to
the
watch her
TV.
put her what's with the foot fetish moment? This show loves a foot fetish moment.
They do. All right. She has very distinctive veins in her hands.
Yeah.
She's a woman of a certain age.
Very vascular. Yes.
Yeah. Very Madonna on
Let's see.
tour. Where is Yeah, it looks like her
It,
hands.
it does. Why on earth would they do that? What
Right?
was the
What
point?
was that little like it was a little
Like a little
like looking through
voyeuristic?
a hole in the wall. Yes, that's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for.
Ugh.
And she,
Meanwhile,
of
she's like
course,
in another
we have
turtleneck.
to
Good
throw
grief.
more misogyny at her that we've had
Uh-huh.
whenever she's in sports because the
Uh-huh.
TV reporter is saying, "You and your girl manager."
I love that she feels so much disdain toward it too. She's like, I'll show you. And here,
And
this Rocky training montage with Blaster and Jessica is so batshit.
okay, so this
What
was a
could she
montage
possibly contribute? Yes, this was a
in your
montage.
version. Okay, good.
Da 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 da. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't run up the steps in Philadelphia to the Liberty Bell.
Also, not to fetishized, our gentleman, but when he's having that little medicine ball moment on his
Uh-huh.
stomach, the
Doing the
the the
crunches.
sweatpants are sweatpantsing.
They are sweatpantsing.
Just
Also, his stomach is muscled, baby.
just
Oh yeah.
it the sweatpants are sweatpantsing. I don't know if he has one of those shock straps on right now, but sweatpants are sweatpantsing.
I'm surprised we don't have a subtitle in parentheses that says bulge. And Jessica is exhausted because she is trying to keep up with this athlete. It's
Yeah,
so bizarre.
I know. It's
Here we go. Another John Amos is back. He also
Do you want to
wasn't
hear
going
a
to
little bit of
do
this?
this. Sure, why not? We haven't heard
You know
anything
what's
yet.
you know what
Let's
that
hear
you
a
know
little
how not
something.
engaged in this episode we are? We haven't had any sound clips yet.
No, because nothing's particularly memorable, right?
If forever comes tomorrow morning, you don't have to do
Oh, of
this.
course, Roots. He was in Roots too, John
Oh
Amos.
yeah.
I'm gonna beat that
Wasn't
picture
LaVar
myself,
Burton in
bet you.
Roots too?
Yes, he was. He was Kuda Kente.
There we go. They were both.
Hey, isn't it, ma'am? I mean,
They
it's
were the
easy to
young and the
do.
old version
Of
of
course,
Kunta
Blaster.
Kinte.
Oh, well, there you have
I was
it.
just thinking I had an idea that
Oh,
It's
what
been
a lovely
forever
little
since I've seen that.
reunion.
Cole,
Yeah.
maybe that was the reason that Talmadge was killed. But, well, I think I was wrong about that.
Whoever killed Mr. Talmadge, I can't get real mad at him. I mean, killing isn't right, but, well, Mr. Talmadge, he was a real bad man. Making people lose fights, I mean, that was real bad.
Well, apparently you weren't the only one that he pressured, Blaster. There was Mr. Ponzini.
And a lot more than that. I could name you a dozen fighters that creep chewed up and spit out. Gutty guys like Carlos Montenegro, Willie Brandeis, Mickey Brewster, hell of a lightweight.
Lou Robbie. That's an important name.
Tommy Novinsky, nice kid with a great right.
Whoa, Doc, back up a bit there. This fella from Scranton?
Ooh.
Robbie,
Why would you have?
scrapper. I never heard of him, Doc. That was a few years ago, kid. A real solid middleweight. Right on his way to the top till he ran into Wade Talmadge. Lost a fight he should have won.
We're finally
It was 15
getting
years ago.
into the motivation
Remember the
of
night
our young LaVar
Talmadge
Burton.
and
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of his enforcers coming out of Robbie's dressing room just a few minutes before the fight. That night, Robbie got beaten silly for 10 rounds.
This is such a sad story.
Just kept taking
It is, and he remembers if it was yesterday. It was 15 years ago.
Just give him this look.
It was about
What happened to him, Doc?
a balmy 85 degrees
Yeah.
due north.
Hospital for a week. Boy got a shot at the title. He was never the same after that.
I love John Amos's voice.
Alive?
It's so distinct, isn't it?
Last I heard, he
It's like butter.
worked some bowling alley as a
Were you
janitor.
a Mary Tyler Moore watcher?
I've seen a lot of it. I haven't watched it like through, but
He's the,
Mr. Grant.
I believe he
Yeah.
is the weatherman for a substantial portion of
Mhm.
that. I gotta tell you, no disrespect to this young lady here, but the gal Friday, I just think she's such a terrible actress in this. I don't know if it's the lines. I don't know if it's the character. I don't know what it is, but it's just not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just not good. In fact, a lot of this episode rings false to me because I just don't. All of the lines are so ham-fisted. I
Yeah,
just
they
don't
really
like it.
are. It's a bummer. I think she is okay. This scene with Jessica and Blaster as they're walking through the park. We love walking through a park and revealing
We do.
details, don't we? It should be on a
That's
drinking
where
game.
we. That's where we get our real life moments, or we get our
Hmm.
our backstory. Yeah,
Yeah.
walking through a park by a hot dog stand. Yep.
Ooh, I could go for one of those pretzels. Yum. So it turns out that LaVar Burton, Dave Robinson, is the son of this other guy who got essentially turned into a vegetable in this fight that Talmadge promoted, right? Yeah. Or produced or whatever. Produced. I don't know the words.
Uh,
What do they talk about in sports? How do they
ran put together.
something like that? Yeah, give him right hook.
Yeah, shake it, madam. It's all just,
And now Jessica's finally bringing up that Wade was wearing a plain white shirt and slacks,
Right.
and not.
And it
Oh,
wasn't
she
nearly
talks
as
it the preppy
preppy.
look. So I guess they
Yeah.
are going for like Harvard chic here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Which at a certain yeah, you know what? Looking back, especially at a time when it's this is very class, isn't it? This whole thing is
Very.
very he's rich and everybody else is lower middle
Yeah.
class or
Yeah.
lower. So I guess it all comes together. I still want someone flashier. I just
Yeah.
want, you know,
Yeah.
I would have been more excited if his girlfriend was the fashion plate character, frankly. If she was,
You mean
but it wouldn't
Lois?
make sense if it was a woman. Yes, it wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense if it was a woman.
Right. Well, now Jessica has showed up at this is Dennis McConnell's house, or is this Wade's house? Doesn't
This is
matter.
Talmadge's house.
Okay.
This is Talmadge's house because she wants to see if there is a missing outfit and a herringbone jacket and a gray cashmere sweater is missing, which indicates that he was probably wearing those things, was killed, and then those things were removed.
When he was murdered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or shortly after when he was found where he was found, because there
This
were no
also,
powder burns on his shirt. This is actually like fundamental detective work right here. So I
sure,
appreciate this element.
me too. And her and the lieutenant are actually meeting minds here, right? And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right."
But
And
the fact
this
that we've gone 35 minutes before getting to powder burns,
that should have been we got a ballistics report. Why are we not? She brought up the powder burns when she met with him the first time, the lieutenant, and he just sort of brushed her off. I because he has it in for Harry, right? He just wants to
mhm,
get Harry because he doesn't like him, which is so fucking stupid.
I know. Well, it's the plot of every single Harry episode
Yeah, and
because he's a private
including
detective.
his final episode as the lieutenant,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
all about
yeah.
their adversarial relationship. But Harry is exonerated now. I don't know how. Has to do with the powder burns and the shirt.
Because the bullet
The
wouldn't have made
type
sense
of
for his gun.
right, right.
His gun is like a standard
It's a pistol.
pistol, like
Yeah.
revolver type.
And Jessica thinks that the gun was actually a shotgun
Right.
used,
Which you'd think would have put a hole of considerable size into Talmadge, that you would
which is
never
maybe why
mistake
we
one for
don't
the
see
other.
it. Yeah. Well, I
Well, we
suppose
saw
at
this in
close
that
range or
episode.
far away, right? Like if you're shot by a shotgun from far away or a pistol close up, maybe it's comparable. I don't know. I know
I
zilch
don't
about guns.
know.
Zilch. So
But we saw
someone in the
with
comments
that,
tell us what happens.
remember that episode with the powder keg where that guy had to stab that guy repeatedly to make it the shotgun not look like a shotgun.
Hmm.
It's just I don't know.
Animalistic stat fest.
Yeah, folks, if you're hunters or sharpshooters of some variety,
Any Annie
I
Oakleys
guess
out there?
also it would depend also on where you were hit because some
Well,
of
and
us
if
are
he's,
tougher in areas than others.
did they mention if there was like a hole in the windshield?
I don't remember.
No. I think the idea is he was placed in the car after being shot, right? That's what they're getting at. And then plate. No, because they say that he got a call to meet somebody. So he went to this location under a bridge. I
We'll
don't know
find
if
out
I
because when we
care
get to
enough.
when we
Yeah.
get to the
We'll
confession
we'll let
scene,
it play.
they might specify
Yeah.
because we are getting there. We're about 8 minutes out
We're
to
close.
our ending here.
Yeah.
Anything notable that you've noticed has been chopped?
Yes.
Okay.
Lois's character almost entirely has been chopped, which is
Mm,
so disappointing because frankly, she was my favorite part of the episode. And she is truly whittled down because she, of all the characters, is the one that can be whittled down the most. She's just, when it comes down to it in the end, she's kind of a tertiary character. And she has
mhm.
this whole subplot with Dennis, that's the manager of the Shillelagh, that they're having
Ah,
an affair and in
oh,
cahoots together. And so there's a
there's
scene
a
where she's
bit of that. There's a
yeah,
little bit of that
a little
coming,
bit.
or do we
But
already
did
have it?
we
Maybe we already have
there's a
it.
scene when Jessica is in the park talking
Yeah,
to our gal Friday
yeah,
and LaVar, where she's actually spying on them and she calls from a
yeah.
car phone to Dennis and say, this Fletcher runs
Yes,
onto us. There's a whole
I've seen.
sequence.
I am having a mental
Deja
breakdown.
vu.
I think this episode has been cut from when I've seen it.
Yeah, probably
I
for
don't think
Tubi.
this is the Peacock cut.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm losing my mind. Because that should have happened. You're absolutely right. Where was the
Right.
phone call?
It's cut. It would have already happened.
And I don't even think we've
And
talked about have we
and
even
what
talked
it
about
does. Who
we've
have we
also
talked
cut the
about?
part where she took Harry's gun.
Yes,
What the
it's
fuck
all
is
cut.
going
It's
on?
all cut.
Tubi, what are you doing to me?
Watch this on Prime, folks, if you can,
Yeah.
or buy it.
Yeah. Okay, then you know what? I've seen at least much of
I
this.
think you've seen it because
Maybe there's two different edits. I don't think I but I can't imagine that I've seen this episode and never noticed that it was more than an hour.
very peculiar.
I can't imagine of all the times that I've seen this because I frankly a lot of that flashback shit
Hmm.
seemed natural to me. It seemed natural that it was in flashback.
Sure.
So I'm bedeviled. I don't understand.
I mean, it's kind of a shame because it becomes less sensical when you cut out those details that were originally written in. And it's less interesting because, frankly, like I said, Lois is so fun in this piece of TV. And to
I don't
entirely cut her out, she is the color. She is the levity in a way, right? She's this
yeah,
sleazy broad who's sort of doing these slinky things behind the scenes. And when she's gone, it's just a story about a bunch of boring
dudes.
misogynists, right?
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going speaking of gaslighting, I just feel like I'm
Tubi's
so
fucking with you.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Well, this also does indicate how, for lack of a better word, easy it is to take a longer running show
Yeah.
and chop it to such a degree where when we say things like the Lake House episode could have been not the Lake House, the episode with Pat Hingle where he's trying
Oh,
to
sure.
yeah, the resort episode.
Open the case.
Uh
Yeah.
where we're like, this could have been cut differently. It absolutely could have been cut
Yeah. Yeah.
differently. I just think that this one is the only one that where it really was.
So the first one we've sort of recognized anyway. All right. So Harry and Jessica have gone back to the office where he was punched by Wade and where he had shot the gun off in the couch. And they actually set a trap. They specifically wanted to be followed here
Right. And we
because
see
Jessica
that
has
they have been.
determined who the killer is.
We see that they have been because Shillelagh is
Hmm.
in that car in the alleyway
Yeah.
watching them.
We don't know that it's Shillelagh until he comes in, though.
It looks like him. I could
It's
tell in it.
Shillelagh.
I mean,
Y'all, it's Shillelagh.
yeah.
He's the murderer. What do you want from us? Well, and so what happened was that that gun went off with Harry's bullet into the couch.
Uh-huh.
Someone took that slug, put it inside the case of the shotgun bullet that killed Wade. So that shell showed up in Wade's body. It's very
Mhm.
much like powder keg, where they planted a piece of evidence essentially to throw this investigation off the tracks.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's a cool device. I think it makes
Yeah.
sense. It's logical. The clues add up. How they can tie it to one person, I don't really know. There was a point where they were like a phone call came in that came into Wade from Borgnine's office. And so they tried to determine who was there when that phone call came in. It was Dennis, Shillelagh, and Ponzini Borgnine. So after whittling all this down, we know that it's Shillelagh. And there he is with a shotgun in some nice jeans, I might add. Hey, sir, how
Mhm.
you doing? He's a big guy.
There's there's a cool little moments here. There's a couple of they're in Ponzini Ernest Borgnine's office. And there's a couple of photos of a young Ernest Borgnine in boxing gear. Those are legitimate because Ernest Borgnine did box as a young person.
Did he really?
He did. He did.
Wow.
Just a little bit. I don't believe it was ever meant to be like a full-on career,
Sure.
but he,
Boy,
yeah.
I just don't understand the impulse to fight. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why people would do it for money. I just don't get it.
It's gladiator stuff. We've always done it. It's a
Ugh, what a
culture.
bore. What a bore.
Yeah. We've always fought each other, and we've always you know, just wrestled. I mean, it's the same thing, really. I think it
Yeah.
feels a little bit more personal because it's, face and upper torso
Yeah.
than wrestling.
Yeah.
It's also not as sexy, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
it's
I
bloody
agree.
and I mean, if you're into that, cool, but it's I don't know, there is a disconnect where it's just fists, and wrestling at the very least is body contact, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit more, but
It
yeah,
feels more
well,
complete to me in a way.
more
Plus, it's
gentlemanly.
fun to watch.
Well, we've closed out that chapter.
Close out that
Shillelagh
chapter.
has
Because the lieutenant was
basically.
waiting in the wings. We always have someone waiting in the wings.
We also, oh
We
my
didn't even get to
God, did
listen
we
to it,
lose?
right?
We lost the entire scene with LaVar Burton and Jessica Fletcher
Yeah.
talking about his dad.
Yeah. He got cut.
I'm just realizing,
Yeah.
what
Wah,
are we
wah, wah.
doing?
So why even
This
have him
is
here, honestly?
this is a prime example, so to speak, of media that is altered in consciousness forever by virtue of it being shared in this fashion.
Some sort of politic of the way they have to present things in these formats, right? That's what it is.
It's so odd.
Yeah.
And also, what is the source of Tubi's content then? If it's not the
Why
same
wouldn't they just
original
put up
files
the
of
full? So they must be in my hunch is that in syndication, it was cut for Murder, She Wrote, and that's the package that Tubi picked up rather than Prime that has
the remastered
maybe the
DVD
remaster
streaming version,
something
the streaming
the
edition.
streaming edition, right? I mean, that's why Tubi's free, right? Because we're picking. I wouldn't be surprised if like Golden Girls on TV on Tubi had like the lifetime edits that were cut
Oh,
like 2 minutes
don't
shorter, right?
I would no, don't even bring that up in my head.
Oh. I can see your blood boiling right now. I
Just my skin's crawling.
know. So that's
Wow.
that. Yeah, that's that.
Well,
So what'd you
thoughts?
think? I'll give my thoughts. It's such a waste that we get only a dose of Karen Kay as Lois Ames because she is the best part of the episode. She's so much fun. She's so trashy and
Hmm.
and I would say sinister, but she's not even really. She's just kind of an
No,
opportunist. She's just
but she's not
really
ditzy either.
no, she's bright. She's bright.
Because they sometimes they lean into that as like the
And she
mall
uses her
edit.
feminine wiles a little bit,
Hmm.
to get what she needs and what she wants. I like that she uses what she has as her currency in this environment
Hmm.
of men. I think she's so cool. She was actually in Teen Witch as a very different character as Louise Miller's mother.
Mm.
So same time frame. So she plays this sleazy broad here, and then she's like a buttoned up housewife in that. It's very bizarre to see her, but I love it. She didn't do a lot of stuff,
Mm-mm.
but she definitely made an
Yeah,
impact here. So I love her.
it's
We
possible they didn't know
love.
how to typecast her because she was frankly possibility of things. And this
She can read
role,
many ways. Yeah,
there are a lot of there are a lot of people that could be popped into that role,
absolutely,
frankly.
absolutely.
So they could have
She just
absolutely
was the
normed her
one.
from Victor. Like if they made her Leslie Ann Warren, Victor Victoria, she
Oh my
absolutely
God.
could have been that. She also could have been
She even kind of looks like Leslie Ann Warren in a way, right?
a tad, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
tad.
She has those sort of big, not dark, but sort of like shadowy eyes and that strong nose. And
she gives
She's
noir. She
great.
gives absolute noir. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
love
like
her.
in that episode, in the football episode with the
Yeah.
wife, where she approaches Jessica in her bathroom. She has sort of like the sort of assertive the
Yeah,
wife. There are ways that they play the gold digger in this show, which I
yeah,
appreciate the range that they do,
me
but they
too.
often just go for like it could have been Stella Stevens. It could have absolutely or Sally Stevens, Stella Stevens, from 50 Mile
Mm.
with the arm wrestling.
Oh
Like
yeah,
there are ways that could have modified that.
yeah. Oh, it's just such a shame. And frankly, Ernest Borgnine, he's cut down to nothing. And he didn't have much to do in the first place other than be kind of gruff and not want ladies in his gym.
But then if you cut that, then that's really all he becomes. Yeah,
That is,
that's the
yeah.
thing is that you chop these already typecast characters
Yeah.
and
LaVar
you
Burton gets cut down like in
I
half. His character is cut
can't.
down in half. And frankly, he had the most sympathetic storyline here. His father was turned into a vegetable because of Wade Talmadge, and he just wants to nail him, right? But we don't even get that catharsis or that resolution for him. It's
No, we
gone.
get it. We get the
He's
story
just
from
pushed
his
aside.
girlfriend
Yeah.
instead.
Who's not as
That's
who's not as central a character.
no. What an
It,
odd choice of editing.
very, very odd. But frankly, even the unedited episode is not really for me. It's not my favorite.
Do you think that the reason that this episode hits differently is because they were making choices hoping that people would then follow Harry McGraw?
Yes, and frankly, there was a much fuller section of Harry in the beginning of this episode in the unedited version, right? And Jerry Orbach is so charismatic and fun to watch and charming,
For
and he
sure.
has this real like gruff, street smart, get things done any way you can quality about him that is a nice counter
Hmm.
to Jessica. The problem with that is that they don't spend a lot of time together in this episode. It's like Harry goes to jail, Jessica, which we've seen before, right? Happens all the time.
Okay.
Magnum.
Yeah.
It's Magnum all over again. Give Magnum his moment and then give Jessica hers, and then the only time they really connect is when they're visiting in jail. Well, not the
Yeah.
only time, but you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I do.
I want them to work together. I want them to solve the mystery together, like she does with Michael,
Hmm.
right? And that's
Hmm.
missing for me. And as much as I love Jerry Orbach, crime shows, that genre, I have a hard time getting into. I like a mystery. I don't love a crime. A crime. Does that make sense? The
It
distinction
does.
between the two? I'm
Yes.
not really interested in guys on the street talking about this and pulling out the guns and getting in
Hmm.
fists. You know what I mean? It doesn't do much for me.
Well, there's a reason
Oh,
that true crime, as it stands, is an entirely different universe than,
hmm.
say, like the mob boss,
Yeah.
mafia storylines. It's an entirely different situation.
Yeah.
I don't mind a crime syndicate. Like you give me Dick Tracy and I'm cool, but it's a different, but even that has to be like related to differently.
Yeah.
I like gangster shit, but I want it to be
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah. So what do you think after this whirlwind experience?
This is an episode I skip.
Bingo.
It's not unsatisfying. It's not even badly done. It's terribly edited, as I've now
Yeah.
learned. But and I'm confused because I swear I've seen another edit of this because I can't imagine that I've been watching an 82-minute version all these years. Because again,
Yeah.
I've seen this at least a dozen times. And I've seen the LaVar Burton office scene. I've
Yeah.
seen other footage. I've seen other stuff, I almost called her Marta, the Lois.
Yeah.
So it's all just a little
I mean, she really is clipped out of this,
dissatisfying.
right? She is clipped
Fully.
out of this entirely. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Look at her walking in that purple dress and that
Well,
coat again. Ugh,
the purple stockings.
I
My
know.
goodness. Yeah. As it stands, doesn't do a lot for me. The setting, the plot doesn't do a lot for me. The
Yeah.
stakes aren't really there for me. The acting is very rough for me. It's stilted. It's not engaging to me. I don't care about almost anyone.
No.
And I know that sounds really harsh.
But
Is it fine
even
for being on in the background? Yeah, I don't necessarily have to skip it if I don't watch this episode as often. And I say that having seen it a dozen times, like it still happens.
yeah.
But
And also some of it is just not it just doesn't fit. Like even the character who our killer, Sean Shalil, he's
yeah,
kind of a he's kind of a little bitch.
yeah,
Like he doesn't seem capable of the murder,
it's so what
frankly.
too. Like it's like oh, okay, so what? Like I don't know. It's just not my.
Yeah.
I don't
Dennis
think
is
they do a
like,
very good job of
yeah.
making me give a fuck about any of them.
The manager Dennis, he's his one personality trait is like, we're gonna do that fight and you're gonna take the fall. That's all he says over and over again. That's it.
And I
It's
gotta tell
so,
you,
and that's kind of what Borgnine says.
for a douchey victim that we're all happy to see die, they don't even make him enough to make me root for him being dead.
No,
I don't even like. I know everyone's like, "Oh, such a bad guy. He ruined all these guys' careers." I'm like, yeah, but you're telling me that. But usually we're
he
given a
doesn't
lot
get enough.
more
Yeah.
of cruelty or dismissiveness or ruthlessness.
He's more of a
He's not a
hothead than
bad enough
anything,
guy.
right? He's
Yeah,
more of like a I'm gonna twist your arm until you do what I say. And that's not interesting either. He's not a character of
and
depth.
I don't really buy it. I
No,
don't really buy
it's
it. He
lovely Adam
doesn't seem like
West.
a tough.
No.
Yeah, well, and I know, like, at Play
A
Against
preppy
Type, I
tough.
love it, I love
Yeah.
it. Where are his bodyguards? Where are his toughs? Where is any sense
His
of
gang,
what? Because
anything.
what's the Norman Fell? Not
Yeah.
an intimidating guy,
No.
but he plays
But it
intimidating in the
works.
horse
It
episode.
worked in that episode.
It doesn't work here for me.
I love watching him in that episode. He's one of my favorite parts of it.
Yeah,
Adam West, I love Adam West. He's so self-aware, so funny. This is such a waste.
yeah.
I
It could have been
mean,
anybody. Yeah,
and maybe that gets into the question of like, I mean, look at the Golden Girls when they did that backdoor pilot, right?
empty
Shit.
nest.
Garbage. Why?
You're a little
I mean,
meaner about it than I am, but yes,
I think it's garbage.
I
I
understand.
think it's absolute garbage. Promise me you'll never die. Please.
Poor Rita Moreno.
Snore.
I
I
know
know. She deserved better.
she does.
But I don't think these backdoor pilots are ever very successful. I've not seen one that I thought, wow, that really did it for me. I'm going to watch that new show. Because they're clunky. They don't fit. They don't create their own universe. They're trying to
I'm trying
they're
to.
trying to like lean on the vibe that something else has already created.
Well, and that's going to be difficult because invariably you're taking away you're taking away signature pieces to make room for a new genre, essentially.
Yeah.
This Harry McGraw in the Law is not the same genre as Murder She Wrote.
No.
And this pilot is not even the same genre of Harry McGraw in the Law.
No.
Because one of the things that makes Harry McGraw in the Law kind of work is Barbara Babcock. And Barbara
Yeah.
Babcock is not a replacement for Jessica Fletcher.
No, they're
They're
not
not
the
the same types
same.
of characters
No.
at all. Admittedly, characters that move on, such as Facts of Life, what's her name? Charlotte Ray's character, Mrs. Garrett.
Mrs. Garrett.
When she
Garrett?
moves on
Garrett? Yeah.
from Different Strokes, they built that around a character that's already existing. They didn't try to
Hmm.
bridge that world. So I
Right.
find that to be a little bit more successful. It's also a sitcom. Sitcoms can,
Yeah.
go different ways.
Yeah.
Frasier as a spin-off as opposed to a backdoor pilot seems to work. Actually, it certainly worked. It worked better than Cheers in my estimation.
For many years, yeah.
Maude coming off of All in the Family, the Jeffersons coming off All in the Family,
Right.
those worked. They weren't exactly backdoor pilots.
No, they create characters and then someone says, give that girl her own show.
That girl, I was already
Girl, I was already.
middle-aged. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, it doesn't always work that way.
I'm just imagining somebody behind the scenes like, hey, I got this great idea. Why don't we do a whole episode with just Harry McGraw and we'll see if we can get our own series and we'll do this and that. And it just doesn't work. It's just all ideas and it doesn't ever
No.
really deliver. And so I think the episode suffers because it's not about Jessica and it's not about I almost I mean I love my Jessica and it feels like she's barely in this in a way.
I feel what they do in later episodes with Dennis Stanton and with Sweeney Todd, what's his name?
Len Carrier,
Um, yes, but his character's name,
Michael.
Michael Haggerty.
Yeah.
Um, where they do episodes without Jessica or as a framing. This possibly would have worked as a framing episode if it was a Harry episode that Jessica was not in, because
Yeah.
Jessica does not make sense in this universe.
No, she doesn't. She's so out of place. And all things considered, I love the training montage. I think it's so batshit and funny to see her
Mhm.
like jogging with this 6'2", 280-pound boxer, right? It's a cute relationship. I will say they have a cute relationship. They have a fun rapport. They have a good thing going here. But that's kind
But that
of
could have been a
that's kind
phone
of it.
call that he then told
Yeah.
her this story, and then we got all of that without her. I
Yeah,
just, I think actually them trying to do it this way was less successful than if they had just done it without her. And we
I
hadn't had
agree.
that. We haven't had that happen yet.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet. Season
I want to
three,
see
as
that.
I've said, is the season of experiments.
Right.
We've already had the episode where it's the campus unrest,
Hmm.
and she tells the story, but we've not had a Dennis or a Haggerty without her story yet.
Right. Yeah. Well, and if I want to see the show The Law and Harry McGraw or a show just about Harry McGraw, I want to know that he's capable of doing this without her. But it seems like he's
There's that
not.
too. So it's an insecure backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the
Beautiful.
problem too.
Beautiful. Title of episode,
An insecure
honestly.
backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
It's just not. Yeah, it's just not successful.
No.
Big swing,
Big swing. We appreciate a big swing. We respect it. And now we skip.
and now we move on. And you know what? We move on gleefully because there's still more of the series to go, the season to go.
Oh
That
yeah.
is quite successful. We
Lovely.
have
Yeah.
the Painter murder episode next. We have Buddy Hackett and Steve Lawrence still coming. We have that bizarro episode that takes place half in a movie from the 30s. The
I love
Ghost in the
it.
Walls episode. Like, there's some good shit coming.
Hmm.
This
We're
is,
at the 2/3 mark in this season, which is
yeah,
generally where some of the fat lies.
yeah. This is just, in fact, I don't love the cemetery vote. I like a bit of it, but this is probably the last not good episode in my estimation
Yeah.
of this year of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is more successful than this episode. I have a feeling when we do our season three wrap up, this is gonna get some hits when it comes to least successful, least liked.
Yeah.
What would we do different?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels a little shitty that this should be the worst episode because it's in the same season as Murder in a Minor Key.
Well, I told you there were things about that I liked more than some of our Jessica
Yeah,
episodes. So
yeah.
I'm finding myself very surprised by this experimental season of Murder, She Wrote in a lot of ways. Meanwhile, the Pat, we talked about it earlier at the lake, at the resort,
Mhm. Unfinished business.
unfinished business. I don't like that episode. I don't like it. I think it's a bore.
I know.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, can you imagine? This is the same season. It feels like a million years ago. This is the same season that started at the circus.
that's crazy.
A
It's
few
crazy.
scant weeks ago, we were at Courtney Cox's wedding. Like, it's just
Uh-huh.
like,
We had an episode about corned beef with Susan Anton. Remember that?
yeah, I do.
This,
Yeah, I do.
it's
Mary
so
Jones used to be
uneven.
her professional name. Yeah. Leslie
Oh.
Nielsen has already kissed Jessica.
Hmm.
Um, the Headless Horseman, Jesus. Kate Mulgrew with her necklace. Like, it's all just Yeah.
It's
Oh,
becoming a
Safe Struck.
blur.
That's the same season. That jeepers. It's
And we still
all
have 6
yeah.
episodes to go. So
It's
buckle up, baby. Get ready for the
yeah.
ride.
These are meaty episodes, if not
Sure.
always successful. This next one, Simon Says Color Me Dead, is a ride as well.
Hmm.
So that's going to be a fun one to go through because it's kind of a bastard victim, but
Kind of.
kind of not. Like it's a weird, it's complicated, and I really appreciate how complicated it is, frankly.
Great cast
I
too.
do.
Great
Yeah.
cast.
Some completely unnecessary plot elements,
Hmm.
especially including the kid and his mom. But other than that, like
Yeah.
some
Oh, that
interesting
lovely
stuff.
kid. Yeah.
Lots to chat about there. So
We'll have
why
plenty
don't
to
we
say.
why don't we call this a day and get to that one?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Goodbye, Harry.
Yeah,
Until
you
next
tried.
season.
I mean, you have really great episodes still in you. Jerry Orbach has really great episodes still in him, but yeah, well,
This was it.
this was a and you know what? I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and this
And
was
this was
tonight
tonight on Murder,
on
She
Murder
Wrote.
She Wrote.
Kinda.
A little bit, swing and a miss.
Wow. I did enjoy seeing all the sweatpants though.
You got to find joy where you can in this world. I like how, despite all of the edits, they kept that in.
They sure did. When you can't find anything interesting from the waist up, look at the waist down. Am I right?
I think we've learned something today. I mean, honestly, that did get us through all those towel scenes did get us through that football episode.
Oh, we
So
sure did, yeah.
with the
You know what?
buckets,
I'm gonna take it back. I like the sport episodes.
let's not say things.
More.
Let's
More.
not. Let's just watch Heated Rivalry. Like